Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. We've got an amazing show for everybody today. Crystal, what do we have?
Indeed, we do. All right, so you remember last week there was this news article about Tulsi Gabbard having a Wall Street fundraiser. Well, the guy who hosted that fundraiser is going to be here in the studio to explain what was going down and why he supports her and all that good stuff. You also had an interesting interview with the one and only Charlie Kirk. That will be in the show today. But also we're following some new developments on the impeachment front.
Yeah, so basically the House of Representatives will take a vote, believe it's on Thursday, in order to formally start an impeachment inquiry. So there's been a lot of discussion about this. Now, the reason why is that Pelosi is basically given into a lot of pressure from the Republican Party because the Republican members of Congress, rightfully in my view, are saying that, look, basically what's happening is that the House Democrats have the ability to subpoena any of the witnesses that they want. They're conducting all these interviews and all this stuff behind closed doors. Now, at the same time, when you don't have a formal vote, without that vote, it denies Republicans the same subpoena power. So they're basically saying this is a completely rigged and unfair process. Matt Gaetz, of course, led the Republicans into the SCIF in the great storming of the SCIF. Will be remembered in our history.
Oh yeah.
And
for at least another 48 hours.
It's a process. It's a process thing, but it's a process thing that matters. It's actually going to change the game a lot. So, for the reason right now we've got all of these witnesses that are being subpoenaed and called by the Democrats, of course, all being leaked to the New York Times within 48 minutes of getting this opening statement in your inbox. I expect the opposite will begin occurring on the right. So the dynamics certainly have changed here.
Well, this is all about power and posturing. I mean, there's nothing in the Constitution that says you have to hold this vote. Part of why Democrats didn't want to do it is both, they definitely want to have control over the process. This vote is going to sort of solidify what the rules for the process are. But also they're still worried about Democrats in swing districts and is this vote going to hurt them? I mean, to me, you've already gone forward with the impeachment inquiry. Everybody's on the record of whether or not they support it. I don't see how a vote really puts people more at risk. And the White House had given these talking points to Republicans saying, attack the process, attack the process, attack the process. You remember we had this interview with a Republican congressman last week, and that's all he wanted to talk. And if I asked him about the allegations, he just went back to the process, back to the process. So this takes a talking point away from them ultimately.
And I did talk to this former speaker, Newt Gingrich, last week. He was actually talking about much the same thing. So from the process perspective, I mean, they're not wrong, which is that during Nixon and during Clinton, it played out exactly this way. There was a reason, specifically in order to try and give some fairness to the other side. Look, this whole thing is a partisan circus. You talk about this all the time. The Senate's not going to do anything. They're probably just going to table the entire thing. There won't even be a hearing. So what does all of this mean? Nothing. It's a political act.
Exactly.
So this is just a complete political circus for each side to leak on each other. And I guess, if the Democrats are going to be able to leak, then the Republicans should be able to too. From our perspective, in the media, I guess let's just let it all come out there. The more transcripts and more people, great.
Sure. And I mean, the bottom line to keep in mind as you're watching all of this unfold, like Sagar just said, is the media is trying to spin that the outcome is in doubt.
No,
the outcome is not in doubt. You had all but 3 Republican members of the Senate sign on to Lindsey Graham's resolution condemning the whole impeachment process. That's where we stand. There's no way the Senate's going to convict. So, look, the outcome is not in doubt. It is not dramatic. This is a bunch of partisan posturing, essentially.
It is such a disservice that MSNBC, CNN, and all these people are doing to their viewers because they are whipping these people up into legitimately believing that the President of the United States will get removed. It's not going to happen. It will never happen. And all of these, boomer grandmas are sitting there watching Rachel Maddow and getting all whipped up about the walls are closing.
This is the last
How many times are you people going to fall for this? It's not happening. And this play for ratings by them on this, it's disgusting. It's so bad.
Yeah, indeed. All right, we're going to tell you what's on our radars. That's next.